It's showtime. Dun, 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 at the Apollo. Psych. This ain't Apollo. This is your support group podcast. Your number one podcast that supports you and what you like to do. Always, it is Kenny and it is Q. What's going on, Q?
Vanilla, living the good life.
Living a good life.
Yeah, it's as good as it get.
Oh, so you got a Lamborghini or something like that? What's going on? You hit the lotto? Let me know. Let a brother know. Can I hold $10? You hit the lotto?
I wish I did hit the lotto. Shit.
Yeah, but about the same way on this end. Ain't nothing much going on but the rent.
That's it.
Ain't nothing going down. Everything going up on a Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And the quality ain't getting no better.
I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, like CB4, except replacing the word black with broke. Because there's a lot of broke people according to the world right now. I seen where the crypto market had a nice little jump. Made me happy for 3.2 seconds. Then I realized I took a big chunk up out of it and gave it to my kids.
Well, yeah. At least it went somewhere useful.
Oh, yeah. Plus, most of it was 20 cents here, 20 cents there. And it became $2. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, I haven't looked at it lately because I got a little bit frustrated with myself because I'd be sitting on a couple of grand. It was around $2 when I cashed out and started dispersing to my children's. But yeah, that was an exciting thing. Still no Jeffrey Epstein files. We probably ain't gonna never see those. Yeah.
Well, congrats on the release of your audio book. He narrated the story. Like, let's give him a hand. And it sounded so good.
Yeah, I was, you know what? And this goes into the topic. Roll tape, Kenny. When you do the edit, put it right there. This goes into the topic. I am the worstest critic of myself. Mm-hmm. I'm never truly satisfied of anything I do. Mm. And if allow perfectionism, that's a word, perfectionism to seep in and sit there, a lot of things that I do would never even come out or never be made because I would be just too long into it, trying to make it perfect, which is sad. It's hard to create something and share it with somebody for me because I always feel like it's more I could have done to the success of it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I always feel like it's unfinished in a weird sort of way. Like, I gotta constantly tweak it and make it into something that it's not. Like a lot of times it's hard for me to put out episodes of the podcast because truly I want to sit up there, I want to color correct, I want to do all this stuff, but I tell myself, no, put in the lower thirds, put in some other little items and just let it roll, And so that's how the podcast, like literally, like I do minimal editing with the podcast because most of it I do through Riverside before we even put it out there. That's the only way I keep my little filthy hands up off of it, little filthy hands. But that's the only way I keep my hands up off of it so much. So when it came to this book, I was, I was pressed for time doing it because, like I said, I had like 2 colds in between that. Something happened with Carson. She got sick. Mm-hmm. Then I had to go. Well, I didn't have to go, but I wanted to go to South Carolina to film the projects down there. And it was just constantly something brewing in the midst of it. So you say it sounded good, but to me, because I'm backstage and I'm, you know what I'm saying? I can hear little fluctuations in the book, me just sitting there listening to it. And yeah, that's the truth.
Kenneth, take a compliment, please. Just roll with it. I mean, in any project you watch, like a movie, a dance performance, there's always something that could have been done a little bit better, but just do the best you can. And then the next time, just go one up on that. You know what I mean? Like, don't be so hard on yourself, for God's sakes, man. And I know it's a part of it. It's like what people always want to have something to say. How people going to perceive what the work that you put out.
And that's
no matter how good it is, somebody always going to have something to say.
I try and cut you off, but that is the funny part. The funny part is I can care less of what people think. You get what I'm saying? Like
That's good.
it's this weird balance or imbalance with me. Like I can care less of what people think. It's more or less what I think, or am I putting my best effort into it? You know, that's where I start questioning myself. I can care less about what people think.
That's good, because a lot of people, and this is one of the things I struggle with trying to get the kids to understand, just do you. You know, that moment you stop caring about what people think, that is a different type of freedom, you know? Because, like I said, people, no matter how good you do it, somebody always gonna have something to say. And sometimes I see stuff put out, and I be like, "Really?" And I'm like, I know I've done stuff way better than that, and it hasn't gotten the acclaim that some of these other people stuff has gotten. And I'm like, okay, it just goes to show you, people gonna like what they want to like, or put the energy in what they want to put the energy in. So you just got to do the best that you can do.
But yeah, like as an actor, as somebody who auditioned for, I can't even say hundreds, thousands of things,
Mm-hmm.
you build up a tough skin with the nose, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, people not liking your style or your gift and how it functions or the way it flows. Like I'm just to the point where that people's thoughts or how people feel doesn't bother me. What bothers me is myself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I question the other person who's listening, is like, nah, did you listen like really good? Because like I don't think that was good. Let me do that over. But like I said, I've had to take myself out of it and just be
Mm-hmm.
quiet. I be, you know, even when I'm filming, I'll be ready to go. And a lot of times, like if people were recording outtakes and stuff like that, you'll hear me go. And I even did it on the book. I'll be saying the line and be like, yeah, so Jermaine, because I have to take myself out of it in order to be able to present it or be able to act those parts. There's another part to that too. Um, I'm horrible at marketing, you know, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what my wife was even like surprised by how much I put that book out there. I even put it on LinkedIn. Like, hey, I figured if I like it, you'll like it. So here you go. I even put it on LinkedIn, which was big for me because, first of all, I'm one of them people that are on LinkedIn just to be on LinkedIn
Yes, me too.
because I don't like people in my business. You don't need to know where I work. I'll tell you where I
Mm-hmm.
worked. You know, you won't know my current whereabouts or anything like that, but I'm just on there just to be on there. So somebody could say, are you on LinkedIn? Oh, yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. And you can go there, but it's nothing current on there. Like the podcast auto post on LinkedIn, which is
Mm.
the I won't call myself lazy. I'm just using the tools that are there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do. I use mostly what the tools are there. But as far as like marketing, I'm horrible. And so what happens with a person like me is I trusted a few, and a few I didn't even ask to do anything. I trusted a few people to do some things, and I think that's why a lot of things with the podcast doesn't show up the way it's
Mm.
supposed to. Because when it's almost like drugs. When you go buy that Cooker Rock, yeah, we old school, that Cooker Rock, and then you don't come back, or you go to some other dealer,
Mm-hmm.
you know, people get mad at you. They do crazy stuff. And so what I'm thinking is, where because I mean, YouTube, Spotify, all of them use the same like algorithm type thing. They take it. These people take your stuff and they put it in this area
Mm-hmm.
where they got more people or maybe even bots,
Mm-hmm.
but it's in this area. Then where your stuff should be at is up over
Right.
here in this area. So you building up all this following up over here. What happens
Mm-hmm.
when that drug dealer
Mm-hmm.
drops you off and says, hey man, you ain't buying from me? Fine, man. Don't come down this block no more.
Mm-hmm.
Your stuff don't get pushed up over there no more.
Right.
These people up over here has never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got years of stuff that's just
Yeah.
starting to trickle over to that area.
Right.
And like those 3 or 4 people that get it are saying, I like it. Or maybe I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't like it, then it goes, it don't even make it all the way up over there. So that is always been my Achilles heel, is the marketing. I think that, the podcast, the book, the hardest thing for me is marketing. The hardest thing for me is marketing. Because it's not like we do trash content. It's not like, we arguing men versus women, saying ignorant stuff.
Well, that's a big thing too, because we don't do that. And I'm not going to do that.
It's not, I mean, we agree to disagree,
Yeah.
We don't see things the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the sense of arguing? We grown people. I'm not going to get on here and scream, hey, no, this is what it is. Why expend that much energy? And then you see all the people that's doing that. They all gray in the face and look tired and drained. Like, no. Like, I'm older than some of them cats. Yeah. I got gray hair. It just ain't that bad because I can care less. It's not worth the argument. You know what I'm saying? It's not. We can agree to disagree. But I think that YouTube has an age bracket for us, for people that want to hear this stuff. I think all of them do. I just think that it's my fault on the route that I tried to utilize for marketing us.
Okay.
Hey, it's all about being honest with yourself today. Today is the word of the day is honesty, because even my wife and a lot of other people that have seen the podcast, they'd be like, why does it not pop up?
Yeah.
Like, even when you subscribe, it don't pop up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's strange. So a couple of my other YouTube pages, I subscribed to the podcast and I was like, wow, I put this up like 4 hours ago and it just showed up. That's bad.
I don't know. It's just like, I've always said there's something in these algorithms. I tried to be a content creator on TikTok and Facebook. They were telling me, oh, you got a good following, you make great content, we're going to pay you all these coins. Facebook still ain't never paid me my money. So I stopped putting videos on there like that. I mean, you need to run me my coins, Facebook. I'm still waiting. Where my money at? And TikTok, every time I try to get the money out of there, they had a problem. So I was like, well, I'm just not going to be putting, because what I don't want to happen is them to be like, oh, we paid you all this money. And then I'm trying to explain to the IRS, no, I never got this money because I didn't check my account multiple times and y'all ain't dropped no coins in there. So I'm like, let me just back it off. But they do weird stuff. Like if you got dark skin, they don't push your videos as much. If you're not fitting a silly stereotype that they think two Black people should fit into, they don't want to hear educated people talking with sense and who are emotionally well and not fitting this whole narrative that women are better than men or men are better than women and you need to be a high value this or what are you bringing to the table, because we know how to have those conversations intelligibly.
Right. And just to clarify, being high value doesn't mean money.
Right. Has nothing to do with money.
I don't know where people get this thought from. High value person. A high value person is a person that can fulfill all your needs, not just financially, but emotional, physical. That's a high value person. When a person brings high value to a relationship, they add so much more to your life. Right. That's high value. High value isn't because he's an NFL player and he XYZ. No, I don't. They got too many trash narratives. But to go along with what you were saying, we did get paid by Meta. We did 1 cent, but we got paid
a whole penny.
When they sent me that invoice for 1 cent, I was like, wow, we've had on Instagram, on Meta, alone on Instagram, we've had some stuff go stratosphere, like 15, 13,000 views, not 1 cent. You know what they sent me a penny for?
What?
They sent me a penny for views for a picture. I think it was me, posting something about the new episode, and it was multiple pictures, and they sent a penny for that.
Yeah.
I said, this is ass backwards. I said, this is ass backwards now. Like, somebody got to explain some of this stuff to me, you know? But yeah, so what I've been doing is I've been doing some field testing just to see, because like I said, I have multiple YouTube channels. So remember when I posted the cartoon version of us? By the way, his goatee was connected and everything. Like, I don't. My goatee doesn't connect fully. It connects on one side and then it tries to achieve the impossible on the other. But it was fully connected. And Q Dreads had the highlights in it and everything. I was like, they did Q right. They did me like trash. But I look decent. So what I did was I put out the regular version of a short on our regular channel and the cartoon version of it. Changed the wording a little bit just so YouTube wouldn't hit with the copyright thing and I would have to go in and check off or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though it's both my channels to the same email address. Okay.
Right.
Moving right along. I wanted to see which one would do better. The cartoon automatically, even though I posted them at the same time and everything, the cartoon automatically went up. That wasn't the channel that's attached to us. I mean, it still has our logo. It still says your support group, but it's not fully attached to us. I've posted some other stuff in there too, just to see what it would do differently. So I think that would be my course of action going down the line, is just to start navigating over to that other channel and just keep shorts on this channel, our current YouTube channel. Because like I said, you know, the worstest part about me is the marketing. Well, not the worst, sis, because that's not a word. Is it?
No, it's worse.
Yeah, is it? Because a lot of black folks use it.
It's because they use it. Don't mean it's a word. It's worse.
Nah, Q. Nah. Cause see, in the hood, we gotta have an argument about that. But that word, yeah, whatever. But I wanna market us much better. Cause like my wife said, you know, this podcast, see, I love the podcast, you know, and I want to see it grow. And I'm sitting around trying to twiddle my fingers and thinking to myself, like, what is it I'm doing? And it's nothing that I'm doing wrong. It's just how I started off wrong, you know? And so it's time to plant us in good soil so we can grow. Think about it, people. In good soil so you can grow. Yeah. So that's where I'm at.
Feel it, I receive it.
Q like, well, that's the end of the show.
I mean, yeah. If you figure it out, because I'm getting ready to start doing a little series about leadership. I think once I retire from my current job, I'm going to be doing just conversations. I will go back into content creating, but it'll be just because I want to do it. And then if something pops off from it, we'll see if I can maybe get invited to do talks and whatnot. But it'll be about leadership because I've been in leadership for a while. I was in the military. I was a leader. I started jobs and people saw qualities in me and they put me in positions of leadership. There's a lot of people in positions of leadership that don't belong there.
No.
So yeah, I'll be talking about that. Just how you lead your people, how you inspire your followers, your workers, your employees to want to do the work that they're assigned to do. Because there's a way to do it without being a tyrant, without being a bully, and without professionally gaslighting people. So stay tuned.
Yeah, so Q definitely sounds aggravated by somebody gaslighting somebody. That's the subtle shifts in her tone. But yeah, I want to say being honest with yourself is not about putting yourself down. It's not about finding fault, I would say, to a certain extent. It's finding where you could have done better or thought better. You know, maybe the conversation that you had should have been better. You know, you should have said X, Y, Z. The part with me is I've never had an issue with being honest with myself. It's more or less about taking myself out of the situation. Because It's not that I want to linger in the situation. It's just that I put so much of myself into those instances that it's hard for me to pull myself away from it. Yeah. So definitely I'm getting too old to be lying. Getting too old to be lying to myself. Oh, everything's okay. Yeah. Like my foot the other day. Everything's okay. Yeah, I can climb up these stairs. And then I get up to the third step and it's like, ow, ow. Yeah. So
that is difficult. Honest with yourself is like just acknowledging something. And it can be good or bad, or it could be indifferent. And I feel like a lot of people struggle with that because once you make the acknowledgement, then it's like, okay, now I got to take a course of action to either do better, because what's the purpose of acknowledging it if you're just going to continue down the same path? You know what I mean? So it's like, that is the part that people struggle with. It's like, if I acknowledge it, now I got to do something, and I don't really want to do nothing. I want to just I want to be out. You know, there's these people that like to play the woe is me. I don't know why this is happening. And a lot of times when I listen to people's stories, I don't say whether you're right or you're wrong. I just ask you questions to see where you could have possibly done a different thing to achieve a different outcome. So don't you think, I'll just ask you a question. And if you just sit there and be like, well, you just keep coming up with excuses, to me, that tells me that you don't want nothing different. Because you can't say you want it if you're not willing to take the actions to move forward to get the thing that you say you want, which is one of the things I posted about this week. Don't tell me you want a house, but every time I see you, you got on a new pair of J's and you borrowing money from Bob to pay Sam because you borrowed $20 from Kenny to pay back Q. It's like, you don't really want no house.
Nope. Because right then and there, if you got on a brand new pair of J's and you come to me to borrow $20, I'm going to be like, man, I was about to ask you the same damn thing. You see the eyes, I'm looking at your shoes. Man, I was about to ask you the same damn thing.
So, but yeah.
Yep. So if you have not had the opportunity, go check out our website at www.ysgpodcast.com. I got to update it because I will be putting the link to the book that I've done on the website. Also, too, I do have promo codes. So holla at me in the comments. You want the promo code? I hook you up. You know, listen, only thing I ask for is you be honest and critique the book. Leave it a star. Leave it 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But leave something. Just don't be getting free promo codes from me and don't leave nothing. Also, Q got links to her books as well because she is an author. Not only does she bakes cakes and does podcasts and, you know, all this other stuff, she also has books as well. And if ain't nobody told you today that they love you, we don't. No, I'm just playing. We do. And as always, peace out. Yes, support group. Yes, support group.